Hey y'all, it's me, the Nosy Goddess, and I am back and we're getting into the business of Coachella 2025. It is an all-age event, but I'm gonna tell you this, you couldn't pay me to go. You couldn't pay me. They say the weather is 110 degrees and more, and it's a 2 weekend event. This is weekend one. Friday was day one. Some people went Thursday to get set up early, which is day zero. I'm going to show you some of people's experiences. Looks like Travis Scott, Lady Gaga, Post Malone, and Green Day were some of the main headliners for the first weekend. I mess with Lady Gaga, but yeah, no. Let's get to some of these experiences.
Reporting live from the Coachella camping line, this is a shit show. Honestly, we got here in Indio at like 3:30 and we fell in line like a little bit before 4 and we were on Monroe Street. I'm going to show you some screenshots heading down towards the polo fields. That was just a standstill line. We sat there for like 2 to 3 hours and then we got some intel that, one of our friend had got in and she just arrived and she, no one's on, 54th and Jefferson. So we're like, you know what, let's just take a risk. And we have like 8 cars with us and we're like, fine, let's go. We dip out of line. Here's some footage, some B-roll of that. And it was so risky. We get there and boom, it's like bumper to bumper on all sides. The cops were just saying, no, you can't get there. Everyone's been falling in line. You got to go to the back. So we're like, we just took an L. We come around and we're at 52nd and thankfully we're not too far from where we were originally, but this is just crazy. So I did hear that there's a new security team this year and that they're trying to like prove something to Golden Boys or whatnot, and also that they have been searching cars like crazy. I heard on Reddit that they took 1 hour to search one car at one point and that people were setting up beer pong. In total now we've been here for like 6.5 hours and it's wild because you have to think about the people who are driving by themselves. They don't have someone to hop in their car to let them go use the restroom, which has been wild. Everyone's just popping out of their cars left and right, and I know that happens every year like Coachella, EDC, but it's crazy. Also as far to check under your hood and where your spare tire would go, and this is ridiculous. Everyone's wasting their gas, everyone's wasting their time. Like literally it is 9:21. I should have said that in the beginning. It's 9:21. We would have already set up camp when up and it was cool. We would have already been napping. We probably been waking up from our nap by now and getting ready to start our day and like have fun. So this is just off to not a great start, and this is the longest it's taken me to get here in the 9 years I've been to Coachella. This is my 9th Coachella and this is just insane. Anyone else experiencing this? And like please let me know what else you may know in the comments. Like this is literally the information I know.
So she's talking about day zero, which was the day before, Thursday. But no. See, I don't have the patience for that, but I'm sure they're probably going to end up having fun. She said there's 8 carfuls of them. And it's a lot of fun when you got all your people with you.
Coachella hadn't even started yet, and there's already problems with some people calling it literal hell. If you couldn't afford Coachella or skipped it this year, this might make you feel a little lucky, because some people were waiting up to 12 hours to get into the campgrounds day before the festival even started. The official site said that it would open at 9 a.m. on Thursday, but according to the people that have gone to Coachella every year, that is not true. Coachella veteran named Haley Maxwell gave us all the tea that has been going down in this article right here. She said this was the worst it's ever been. Usually open the gates around 3:15 to 3:30 a.m. every year, which is why people get in line. We're usually at the campsite before sunrise. This year, we weren't even at the security checkpoint yet after 9 hours. Also said that there was no traffic control, poor signage, and people were completely lost. She said it took us 4 hours to move half a mile, and other fans had it just as bad.
We're on hour 8 of being in line for the fucking Coachella camping. We can't drink water. They won't let us into any no bathrooms except for the staff, and the staff won't let us in. Starving, but we don't want to eat because if we eat, apparently people ahead of us were shitting in the bushes, and the cops were stopped the fucking line for another half an hour because people are shitting themselves in the bushes, so we can't eat. I ate 4 donuts at 3 o'clock this morning.
And I think the worst thing about this was that there was no communication from Coachella. Fans were flooding their Instagram section. One person said, slowly running out of gas in my car camping line right now. Our campers stuck in line for 6 hours in rising heat, wasting gas. They have no way of refilling with no bathroom or explanation. Another said bushes near Coachella are getting an extra watering today. Others comparing it to Fire Festival. I don't think this is the start anyone was hoping for.
This sounds like a complete nightmare, okay? Look at this. God forbid something happen disastrous and you have to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? And they said there's a new security team. They're trying to prove something. All they're proving is that they suck.
Coachella is a complete disaster this year. So today is the start of Coachella, and it's not a good start. Going to the event to camp, had to wait in hours upon hours of traffic just to get there, with some people saying they had to wait as much as 12 hours to get in. By the way, the average waiting time is normally about 2 hours, not 12. Now once you're done waiting in the traffic to get to Coachella, people then had to wait for hours to set up their tents. And you might think that everything is fine once the tent is set up, but there have been different videos of snakes invading the camping area. Honestly, camping at Coachella seems almost like a punishment this year. I'm so glad I decided not to go to Coachella this year, because I was this close to attending. Not because of all the waiting and snakes and everything else. Many people attending the event have started to turn on the staff of Coachella, basically being irate and upset with them, and a lot of people have started demanding refunds as they no longer want to attend the event due to how poorly Coachella has managed everything so far. I gotta be honest, I don't blame them at all. From what I've seen online, this seems to be the worst Coachella in recent history.
So you're telling me they had to deal with snakes on top of everything else? F that.
Day one of Coachella 2025. I am walking to go pee, but I wanted to show you, this is probably my favorite time of Coachella other than sunrise. Other than sunset. Like, no one is up right now. The sun is coming up. Look at the mountains. It's just so peaceful until it's not. Also, one of my favorite things is watching other people do the walk to the porta potties as well. So this is the closest porta potties to my campsite. Okay, so I'm back in my humble abode, and you know, I saw someone say about my camp setup, 4 out of 10 compared to other people's, and no, you're right, some people go all out with the portable couches and the blow-up couches. Look, I ain't trying to do all that. I need functionality, and it works for me. And also, it's not that bad. I see a lot of comments that's like, you couldn't pay me to do this, and that's fine. You don't have to. But I love it. And it can be a bit rough, but it's just for a couple days. Anyway, happy day one, and I'll take you guys along with me.
Nah, bruh. Nah. He said somebody said you couldn't pay me to do this. And that is how I feel. Like, I would pay somebody else to do it for me. So some people, I guess, there's different levels. Some people were camping out in their cars with tents. Some people didn't even have tents. They just had the car set up. Some people paid for, I guess, tents or bungalows. Some people stayed in hotels, and some people rented houses. Like, I'm trying to rent a house, okay? But I guess the people who wanted to be actually on site just did the camp setup. And it didn't look that bad. I'm going to show y'all a couple of other people's.
At Coachella for the very first time, and I wanted to bring a piece of my apartment out into the desert. Canopies, but let's set up the rest. Of course, we got to start with the tarp, and did I bring an entire rug out into the desert? Yes. I was really going for like classic vintage camping site, but a little bit more elevated, so I just brought this folding table, put this tablecloth on top for some color, and no campsite's complete without a bed that I of course had to add my personal touch to. And for seating, I brought this director's chair and a few collapsible chairs, and as much as I wanted a vintage cooler, I couldn't find one in time, so this one's gonna have to do. I did, however, find this really cool vintage trunk for all of my clothes that I packed packed in. And there was no way this tourist was gonna go a whole weekend without a whole bunch of snacks. The table was looking a little bare, so I set up some knickknacks. Just kept it classic Coachella cowboy vintage. And then I used my cowboy hats that I'm wearing this weekend as decor, and even tied a few of my bandanas on the wall. And it just felt right to grab this little cactus when I was packing for the trip. And I even have a little shower set up in the corner. And that's the setup. I'm really happy with how it turned out. What do you think? I think I successfully brought my home into the desert, and I think I'm in for a pretty cozy weekend if you ask me.
Okay, now his setup was kind of cute, right? It wasn't that bad. I think the first guy was just very bare minimum and like very, I don't want to do nothing. This guy, I think, is kind of cool. I don't know about those cowboy boots though in this hot weather. Those feet are going to be like swamps. Okay, they're going to get me in trouble on this music. So I guess these people are doing the car camp group thing where they just all share a big space. It's a bit junky for my taste, but it's only a couple days like the first guy said. And I guess with your friends, it could be more fun than not. I prefer a solo situation, but you know, like I said, it's a couple days.
Car camping setup. We are in lot 5A and this corner spot. So if you're out here, come find us. Weekend 1, super sick. This is all guys. We have a hammock, we have a bubble machine, we have this portable shower, and this first tent that we have set up here, this is our kitchen / meal prep area. We have all of our food, drinks, and ice chest. Then the second tent is our living room lounge area. We have an inflatable couch, bunch of lounge chairs, beer pong, disco ball, a piñata. We also have these misters that are coming in clutch because it's literally 90 degrees already at 11 a.m. The second room here is our changing room / getting ready area. The girls will kind of be doing their makeup and stuff right here. We have a clothes hanger. We have this Y2K backdrop for some photos. I mean, the whole setup is perfect.
Again, the group thing is probably fun, but with the weather as hot as it is, this would annoy me. I'm pretty sure it's going to be hot as hell come mid-afternoon. But it's only a couple days. I have to keep saying that. I think this one is where you pay for a bungalow camp tent setup that's already put together.
Okay, so we just got to our safari tent. There's 2 beds, 2 nightstands, a mirror, a little hanging thing for your clothes, a little AC unit, a little table here, a fridge, a trash can, and like a little bar area, I guess. This is the whole tent. And I'll show you guys the outside. There's 2 chairs. And here is... These are going to be our neighbors.
Okay, so they call this safari camping. I mean, it looks nice, very minimalistic, looks kind of clean. I don't know. If they didn't bring those beds, I wouldn't feel comfortable in that. But the little air unit was cool because you're going to need that. You're going to need to actually sit right in front of it. Yeah, no. I don't think that's for me. It looks a little dirty. It looks a little gross, actually.
Set up my campsite. I arrived to the festival at 3 a.m. but had to wait 4 hours to be let inside. And of course, there would be a heat wave in California right now. But that's not stopping me from being extra with my campsite. I brought a whole rug, a sofa that turns into a bed, and an oak dining table. Just something light for camping as an interior designer. Tell me why my car got pulled aside twice for a second security screening. Apparently our wristbands got scanned multiple times, so it flagged a warning for security. But I'm out of the dog pound and at the campground. A few guys stopped me already and said hi, but I think my Persian rug might have given it away. Or maybe it was my tripod. This sofa is so cool. Not only is it the perfect lounging spot during the day, but it's also a bed for nighttime. Of course, I had to bring a clothing rack for my outfits. I can't wait to show you guys some of my looks for this year. Then for the mood lighting, I added a rice paper light pendant to the center of the canopy and then put together my dining table. I still can't believe I actually brought an oak dining table to Coachella, but I'm committed to making one of the coolest campsites. Wish me luck for surviving the desert sun these next few days, because I'm definitely gonna need it.
Okay, so his setup was kind of cool, very clean. He brought his own stuff. Everything looked new. I like that. I like the new, clean vibe, not something who knows who has been sleeping in and stains all on the tent thing. Looks like they have a room. That's what I'm about. They're having a good time. They're not having to worry about setting nothing up and parking in that horrific parking situation. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now back to the nightmare parking. I wanted to show this one. I think I forgot to show this, but no.
Off Firefest vibes with long waits, no restrooms or water, and a serious lack of manpower. Campers trying to get into Coachella today are reporting that they have been waiting in line for more than 10 hours without access to water or restrooms. The only restrooms along the line are for staff, and campers have been denied access to them. And some people have decided to relieve themselves behind the bushes, prompting law enforcement to be called. It is also being reported that people do not have access to water and that people are already passing out in the 100-degree-plus weather. One camper said that there are not enough workers and that campers are the ones that are situating people into their camping spots to keep the lines moving. And some people are claiming that they just picked a spot and set up because there was no staff to tell them where to set up. Another camper said that the workers that are there do not have proper shade or water to do their jobs. Some of these campers have paid thousands of dollars to see some of their favorite performers, and they expected the festival to be run more professionally due to that high price point. Many people are comparing the situation to the infamous Firefest and are demanding answers and refunds.
You see, this is just something I can't deal with, child. You know, maybe back when I was in my 20s, okay? 18 to 22. After that, no. No, with all that going on, you know there was some conflict.
This lady is standing in front of my car.
Oh yeah.
Wait, oh my
Oh
god.
yeah. Go, no. I can't even fucking honk.
That's insane.
Go record, keep recording her.
I'm recording.
Open the
What is your problem? Girl, hurry up! Move!
Oh my god.
So apparently this lady tried to cut in front of them and they didn't let her. So she got out of her car, blocked them from driving, and then let all these people in front of them. Oh yeah, she would have been dragged by her hair. Okay, we are not doing this. Wow, and they just let her do it. Huh. Not me. And I want to talk about how much this thing costs people.
I'll start off by saying that this is what I was okay with paying. It might be different for you, so just keep that in mind. First and foremost, you're going to need a ticket to get into the festival, which is around $1,100 for 2 wristbands, and I think it's about the same this year. Then, by far, the cheapest way for 2 people to stay at Coachella would be to car camp. Last year, it came out to $180 total for 2 people for all 4 nights. It's literally $18 a night. You're not going to find anything better than that. Then you have to physically get there. So for us, we only spent $28 on gas, but that's going to vary depending on how far away you live, what kind of car you have, etc. So far, the 3 things we've talked about are things you're just not going to be able to get around. You need a ticket to get in, you need somewhere to sleep, and you need some way of getting there. So for us, that costed $1,308 so far. But these next 2 categories are things that you can kind of start to skirt around or possibly cut back on. So because you've decided to car camp, you are going to need supplies like a tent, blankets, a table, a cooler. All of this category is really going to depend on what you already have. So for us, we spent around $842 in this category, and this includes a lot. So I'm talking, this is stuff from Amazon, from Costco, from Walmart, from Dick's, from Trader Joe's, from CVS. anything and everything that we needed, we did in that $800, including a lot of food. Next is a category you can absolutely cut back on. As you can see here, we decided to splurge. So we spent around $544 on in-festival purchases. So I'm counting things like food you see here and merch that I'm wearing. I'm also counting groceries that we got from taking the shuttle bus. So these things are all very, very optional. So now for us, we've kind of covered tier 1 and tier 2, which is things you definitely need, and then supplies that's going to vary based on your situation. So far for us, we've spent $2,694, but there's still a few more very, very optional categories left. And that is going to be, you guessed it, clothes. So for us in this category, we spent $595. But again, that is just so totally optional. Now for me, the reason I'm okay spending this much is because I literally treat Coachella outfit shopping like school shopping. Like everything here I will wear a million times again. But going to Coachella the past few years, I've realized you don't need to go as hard as some of these influencers you're seeing. The last thing we spent money on was our nails. We honestly do our nails ourselves year round, but Coachella is the one time we splurged for it, so we did spend $100 in that category. So that brings us to the grand total of $3,339 for 2 people to go to Coachella, or $1,670 each.
First of all, your nails cost you $100? Because from what I can tell, they are super basic. I don't even see any polish or anything. Wow. Okay. And like, if I'm spending $1,600, I'm spending it in a hotel or an Airbnb or something, because you got to go through all of this mess, parking, camping, setting up your stuff. And then imagine when you leave, you got to pick all that shit back up. And imagine trying to get out of there. Oh, no. No. That I could take a vacation somewhere rather than do this. And I guess for this is a vacation. I live in California. This is just like a 2-hour drive for me. But no thanks.
At Coachella is awful. You will have to wait hours in line every single day just to take like a 5-minute shower. And people on TikTok are always posting videos saying that most attendees don't even clean up after themselves, so you just feel dirty the whole time. Ironically, for some reason, the crowd at Coachella is always super dead. Like if you look around, it's almost like no one is singing or dancing along to the music, and everyone just has their phone out and is recording silently. In fact, a few years ago when Tyler, the Creator, was performing, he walked out onto the Coachella stage and started yelling at the audience for being so boring. Pretty much a situation like this happens every single year because everyone is just there for one reason, to take pictures. And if you want to know how I know these specific details, it's because I unfortunately went to Coachella in 2018. Yes, it was years and years ago at this point, and I wouldn't say I regret it, but I definitely would not do it again. I ended up spending so much money that I could have probably spent on like a trip to Europe. The Airbnb that my friends and I got was $1,000 a night. Okay, there was like 8 of us to be fair, so we were splitting everything, but even to this day, all these years later, I cannot justify the price.
Dang, 7 years did kind of a number on this guy. This is disgusting. And I mean, $1,000 a night split by 8 people is really not that much money. Come on. It's not even, it's just barely over $100 each. And that's not bad.
Camping in 101-degree weather. Hi, Death. Hi, Dead. Hi, Grave. Grave by Tate McRae. Hi. That's insane. I stepped outside and I could barely breathe. Like, bitch, why does my skin have a red tint over it? Like, what's happening?
That's what I'm saying. Let's see what some of these people are wearing.
With no top because it's that time of the year. I've waited a year to come back better than ever and participate in the Coachella Fashion Olympics. You gotta see the finished look. You won't be disappointed. It's perfect because Gaga is tonight and it's low-key giving abracadabra. You guys know by now, it kind of became a series of me trying to live life to the fullest first year being an adult. So this weekend is about to be crazy. Coachella is the perfect chance to go all out with no regrets. And guys, never regret anything. Learn and enjoy. We're only young and crazy ones. I got invited to parties and after parties here, so we're gonna have to go non-stop to make it in time for everything. This hotel is low-key a vibe. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Look at that. Perfect. And guys, can we be for real for a second? What keeps you up when you needed coffee or energy drinks? Because I woke up at 4 today since I got here by car. If I'm gonna go to an after party, I need a good source of energy. Because last time I asked, I didn't exactly get the answer I was looking for. Why does my neighbor keep blushing? Hope everything's good. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping because I need to lock in and I actually gotta leave. Okay, I don't know if this lip or nude is better. I think nude. I'm gonna set and do my hair. Okay, this is the finished look. I think the hair works with this top. I might put it up later. Okay, I gotta run and I'll just show you guys the final look once I get there because it's gonna look cuter and I'll see you guys.
We did all that to not even see the look, girl. I don't know about this music. It's getting me in trouble, but let's see what she's going to end up looking like. Yeah, this is pretty typical Coachella wear. It's kind of cute. Okay, girl. I don't know about these boots. What's everybody doing with these boots on in this hot weather? Nah. Next. I'm not going to spend all this time seeing what you look like. Let me scroll to the end. She did all that for facial makeup. And it's too hot for all that makeup, child. Oh.
Girl. I'm so happy with the way this looks. So I'm gonna pop on some lashes, do the rest of my powder, and then... Yeah, she's very nice. I love her. You're going to have to come back for part 2 for my hair and outfit, but I got a mixture of gold and silver. I added a pair of earrings. I have a star right here, and I only have one on this side, so it's fine. Period.
No. Does she have on tights? So I guess everybody's doing cowboy boots. Maybe because they're snakes, but no. And tights? Girl. And that stuff was heavy, that material she was wearing too. I didn't like it.
So let's build an outfit. First up, we have this skirt from Princess Polly, but I feel like this is too basic, so I'm gonna layer one more skirt on it. I have been loving just like getting a long maxi skirt and just wrapping it with more fabric. Like that. Look how cute! I made this beaded top. I was seeing these all over Instagram, Pinterest. This took me like a couple days to make, but it's gonna look so cute. Oh my god. This looks so nice. I also made a little waist chain, so let me just like put it all together. This looks beautiful.
That's kind of cute, but it's a lot of clothes for a Coachella.
I swear thrift stores are a gold mine for things I can walk without like tripping. I'm gonna pair it with this purse. I literally wear it all the time. Spraying glitter on myself. God, I'm obsessed.
Okay, she's kind of cute, but that purse is a no. You want somebody to snatch it from you, girl? Who wants to carry a purse around with them at Coachella? I never saw a purse before.
Change real quick. So this is the cheetah two-piece set that I'm going to be wearing. I'm going to add this cute chain belt to it. I'm going to add some...
Okay, that I don't like. The material's too heavy. It's not a good look for her shape, in my opinion. I don't like that jewelry. I don't like the purse. I don't like it. Okay. Let's see who's even going to be there this weekend. So they're saying Lady Post Malone, Travis Scott, they're the headliners. You got Missy Elliott, Charlie XCX, the original Misfits, Megan Thee Stallion, Zedd. Let me look at the actual calendar. Here we go. Let's see. So I think for me, I would do Lady Gaga. I would do Missy Elliott for sure. Who else do I see? I might do Tyler, even though I'm not that big of a fan. I like that one Water song. Glorilla, I would see for sure. 3 6 Mafia, hell yeah. I didn't know Coco and Breezy were performers. I knew them for being for having eyeglass wear. Okay, I don't really see a lot of people I will be into. No, oh yeah, just a handful of people. So that's Friday. Let's see Saturday. Travis Scott. To be honest, I don't really even know Travis Scott's music. I know him for being Kylie Jenner's baby daddy. That's pretty much it. T-Pain. I might see T-Pain. Who else is there that I would see? I don't know, y'all. I don't see nobody else that I would be interested in being in 110 plus weather in the desert. Wow, Saturday is bunk. Okay, let's see Sunday. Maybe weekend 2 is a better lineup. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion, I would see. Wow, they didn't even list her as a headliner. That's crazy. Is Megan Thee Stallion really just dropping off like that? Ty Dolla $ign. Yeah. I mean, as you can see, I'm like literally a hip hop girl. So I don't know any of these other people. So yeah, I would have had to skip this Coachella. Okay, this is next weekend. Oh, the Far Side. Okay. Pusha T. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see anybody. No, I would have had to skip. They have some surprise guests here, it looks like. I don't know any of these groups. So I wonder who the surprise guests are. Techno Tupac. That sounds fun. I guess these are influencers. Madison Beer.
Can you see the front of the outfit, Madison? The front of the outfit? This way. Over the shoulder.
So 3-6 Mafia brought out MGK and Travis Barker. Travis Barker, old ass, always seems to be somewhere. I guess he just stays relevant. He's just that cool old guy. And I'm pretty sure Courtney's with him. And probably, what's her name? Alabama, the one that was fighting with Bad Baby. Who's Rose? Tell me, because I don't know. Okay, Tyler. Ooh, I know he's hot. This music is making me trouble. Vincent Boone.
Coachella at this time of night is my absolute favorite. I mean, with the sunset behind the mountain. And yes, you guys, my feet do hurt. But thankfully, I bought a more comfy pair of shoes. So I'm going home.
What the fuck? Hello, my fam. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and Coachella has been up and running relatively smoothly for decades now, but not this year. Attendees of the premier music festival in the United States have taken to social media to share their many, many grievances. Most of the drama seems to be centered around people who bought their tickets to also camp at Coachella. And those tickets are not cheap. They start at around $800 for the weekend.
Yeah, that sounds like a complete nightmare. Like, I don't think so. And these artists aren't, in my opinion, worth all of that trouble. I think, like someone else said, it's not more so about the artists. experience, but the experience of being there with your friends, taking videos and pictures, probably doing TikToks and things like that. But again, no thank you. The heat, being in the desert, all those people, it's just giving, this is why I stay home. That's pretty much it. In order to be there and to sustain that heat too, you got to dress like Tyler, minus the tights. I wouldn't even do the tights, child. She's probably going to go back and take that stuff off and leave anyway. She's staying in probably a mansion in an Airbnb. So what do y'all think? Would you have gone to Coachella? Did you go to Coachella? Would you have paid that much money to be miserable and disgusting? Did you see those showers? Oh no. Definitely a hotel or an Airbnb, but definitely not doing that camping. That looks miserable and disgusting. Anyway, that's all I got, y'all. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Till next time. Bye.